都不可能要。我42岁，我单身，打工10年，我存60万，我吃利息，我不为女人卖命。你有可能说我急婚是吧？但这是为了10年最大的趋势。我坚持一辈子不婚，我只要不结婚，我就财务自由了。我只要不结婚，我就没有软肋。只要我不结婚，我就避开了所有的高消费，房子、车子、五金、彩礼、人情往来，这些都是高消费啊。而且这些高消费没有1分钱花在我们男人身上。只要我不沉迷于车贷，不沉迷于房贷，不沉迷于传宗接代，我4000万元的工资我花不完。你结婚劳苦一生，债务一生，我的生活呢不婚潇洒一生。你只要结婚，我跟你说，你就掉进了债务的深渊，你就再也爬不起来了。小病我就自己治啊，大病呢我就直接上太阳，我无所谓，我不治了呀，是不是？我现在我不用传宗接代，我没车贷没房贷，我每天喝一睡个智能型啊。兄弟们，我跟你说，你不娶老婆，你结不结婚，我跟你说是最大的福气和幸福，是性价比最高的。你只要我不结婚，我就没有机会当舔狗，只要不当舔狗就不会有高消费，只要我不结婚，我就不用买车买房住宅里没有任何的压力，我一个月我4000块钱我花不完，我就是村里面现金最多的人。要我不结婚，我就不会主动去讨女人喜欢，我就不会被女人的爱情冲昏头脑，我就不会人财两空。现在这个社会，你花几十万订婚，转眼他就告你强奸的事情好多了，是不是？你看之前不是有个新闻吗？结婚很多年了，生了3个小孩，3个小孩都不是他亲生的。兄弟们，我不给女人卖命，我不做舔狗，我不结婚，我一开始就能规避婚姻的各种风险，我上班也不用那么拼，我一开始就轻松。不要活在别人的精彩世界里面，要活在自己的精彩世界里面。
现在这些男人清醒得可怕，宁愿打光棍都。
Men nowadays are unbelievably clear-headed. They would rather remain lifelong bachelors than get married. Even when they look for a partner, it is not for marriage. Yesterday, a guy born in 1989 contacted me through the company back end. He had a short marriage and no children, and he asked me whether he could sign up just to date and not get married. I thought he was here looking for someone to marry, so I said that definitely would not work. He said marriage is too troublesome, and now getting married or not is all the same. I asked him how it was the same. He said, if you do not get a marriage certificate, can you still sleep together? Yes. If you do not get married, can you still have children? Yes. Then can the child still be entered into the official family record? It seems that in the past it was not possible, but now it is. Then what is the use of a marriage certificate? Then he said that the Debunking engagement case was an obvious example. Even if your wife is unwilling to sleep with you, if you force her, that violates a woman's will and is against the law. But she can sleep with someone else, and there is nothing you can do about it. After marriage, she can also refuse to have children for you, and that falls under reproductive freedom. In his previous marriage, he spent all his savings to marry a wife, and in less than a year they divorced. He said men get absolutely no protection from marriage, only dizziness and confusion. The only protection is that when they divorce, at least half of their property is still left. He said when the cost of marriage far outweighs all the pressure after marriage, and when the moral standards of the person you marry are lower than those of a nightclub hostess, is there still any need to get married? I think he was truly driven crazy by reality. Men, do you agree with what he said?
前2天发了一条视频，说男生结婚意愿比女生低很多。
2 days ago, I posted a video saying that nowadays men's willingness to get married is much lower than women's. Just look at what people wrote in my comment section. If men's willingness to get married is really that low, then bride price would not be so high. Sure enough, people really can say anything online. In the end, it is all just a bargaining tactic, deliberately creating anxiety for women and puing women. That way they can get a woman at a lower cost. Men really are full of schemes. Some women willingly acting like men's dogs is honestly ridiculous. Then look at this comment. I support female bloggers making money from male viewers. I support you brainwashing even more men. It would be best if everyone stopped getting married. First of all, I am not even a blogger yet. Before this video was posted, my follower count had stayed at 132 for years. I am just a nobody. Who could I possibly brainwash? My relatives and friends? Then let us get one thing straight. It is not that men only stopped wanting marriage after I said it. It is that men already do not want marriage, and this phenomenon is extremely common, which is why I talked about it. Do not twist black and white around. The key point is this: the reason many women do not want to get married is because their demands on men are too high, and the amount of money they want is too much. If the conditions are met, they can get married at any time. It is not that they truly do not want marriage. But when men do not want to get married, it is because men as a group have flipped the table. I have money and I still will not give it to you. I am not getting married anymore. Once men stop paying, where are you going to get it from? If you say, if you want to marry me, bring 188,000 yuan, the man turns around and leaves. So who looks awkward then? Why are men no longer willing to pay? Let me give you an example. One of my male friends had been dating his girlfriend for 2 years and was about to get married. The woman demanded that they buy a house in Wuhan. The two of them looked together and chose one together. The man bought it. His whole family pooled their strength to come up with a 1 million yuan down payment, and then took on another 1 million yuan in mortgage debt. In the end, the housing project was left unfinished, and they could not move in. The woman broke up with him, saying that being with him was too stressful. Her mother said she could not watch her daughter suffer, and without a house they could not get married, so she supported the breakup. At first glance, that sounds very reasonable. But what about the man? What happened to the promise of working hard together? Did he deserve to be dumped just like that? Let me give another example. One of my male friends came back from a blind date looking miserable. I asked him what was wrong. He said the woman he met today was very strange. She rushed to pay the bill during the meal. I said that sounded like a good thing. He said, I have a bad feeling about this. Either she did not like me and she will probably block me when she gets home, or she is trying to spend a little to hook a big fish. There must be some kind of scheme behind this. Look, because of the inaction of some women, the whole group of women has collectively lost credibility. Even decent men now keep their distance and refuse to buy into it. Some may still be going on blind dates, but they are no longer actively pushing toward marriage. Traditional ideas make men feel that they are still supposed to get married and have children, but when the time for marriage actually comes, everything gets stuck, because they no longer believe that women can truly stay by their side and live a steady, peaceful life together. Spending money on marriage is a small matter. Getting divorced because income drops, getting divorced because no holiday gift was received, getting divorced because sexual life is not harmonious. Women need a sense of security, but do men not need anything emotionally either? Are men made of steel and wood?
Have you noticed this? More and more men now have absolutely no interest in marriage. Why? Because marriage is not a safe harbor. It is a high-risk investment, and the divorce rate is close to 40%, and in most cases, it is the woman who files for divorce. For men, divorce is not just the failure of a relationship. It also means property division, child custody, and child support. Once the whole package comes down on you, it is even worse than a failed business. And look at the blind date scene. The questions are never about whether you are a good person. They are always, do you have a house? How much do you earn? What brand is your car? Men are like job applicants in that setting, being selected and graded. Dating feels like a job interview. If this keeps going on for long enough, who would still want to get married? And do not forget, there are now so many choices in single life. You can raise cats, play games, travel, go on self-driving trips, camp, fish. All of that emotional value can be self-supplied. Compared with arguments, emotional drain, and uncertainty, being single instead feels more like a low-risk, high-freedom way of living. So it is not that men do not want marriage. It is that they do not want to hand themselves over to a gamble where the risks are unequal. Once marriage loses its sense of security, it loses its meaning. That is all for today's video. If you have any other thoughts, feel free to share them with everyone in the comment section. Finally, let us look together at the real thoughts of a 35-year-old man who has never married.
35岁光棍，没有结婚，没有孩子，自己住，自己做，自己吃。我现在对女人不感兴趣。先声明一下啊，我性取向是正常的啊，我喜欢大长腿，我喜欢肤白貌美，偶尔也会看片，偶尔也会自动解决啊。我性取向正常，我不喜欢男的。我月入过万，依然结不了婚，而且是刚分手。月入过万是个什么概念呢？是不是乍一听哇不少啊？这条件可以啊，但是你去想想，5年时间，你能存多少？撑死啊，也就是20万、30万左右。那你说你现在买个房、买个车够不够？还没有算彩礼。前两天评论区有个女孩说，她对象准备贷款娶她，和她结婚。她问一下各大网友，就是问一下，其他女孩是这样的情况，你们是否愿意？下边有个男孩就 评论了，他说你男朋友如果说想要贷款都要娶你，那得多爱你啊。然后这个女孩直接回怼了一句，那不是爱。结了婚然后跟他一起再去还债，女孩不愿意。我敢说有95%的女孩都不愿意。在感情里边只有男人才会梭哈，女人永远不会。如果说咱家里边条件一般，你就别想着结婚了，别结了，自己一个人过挺好的，真挺好。这牛肉以前搞对象的时候我不舍得吃，这小鸡腿我也不舍得吃啊，这个就算了，这个人家送的。哼，你自己都看不起你自己，谁能看起你？现在这个社会这个情况啊，我劝大家都别结婚，让国家着急。现在的婚姻对一个男人来讲，那跟你去买 A 股没什么区别，没有保障。对女人来说，那是翻身的好机会。所以说相亲市场上，女的着急，男的并不急。别老想着结婚了，结婚有啥好处？结婚在我来看，它就是现在这个社会的一个圈套，就是想办法把你套牢。你想抽身你都抽不出来。但是恋爱我可没有说不让谈啊，我特别欣赏国外的那种模式，两个人本来就是两个独立的个体，加一块之后那等于1+1等于3。现在是什么？咱们国内是什么？1+1等于0.5，甚至等于0。两个人结一块之后那会更好。咱们现在还没有到达这个情况，所以说再稳一手，稳一手，不要着急梭哈。OK。